Hello, I have a book review. This is a review copy that Schiffer gave me. So Red Feather MBS gave me this copy to review, and I love this book. It's just, there's something about it. It's called Untold Tarot by Caitlin Matthews. The Lost Art of Reading Ancient Tarot. So it typically discusses the Marseille. And Marseille is probably my weakest deck because usually the pips throw me out. I mean, they just give me problems. This book is really neat and it's really well done. So it's currently published. I believe it was originally published in the UK, and then it came over here. But it actually uses actual decks to depict some of the scenarios that you come across, and I'll show you what I mean. So it has sort of the nice pages. Matthews, telling the untold story. Speakers of the untold story. So a brief history is really interesting. The Bolognese evidence, landscape of the tarot, reading cartomantically, eloquent trumps, the talkative pips, the conversational quartz, which is really good, divining skills from earlier eras, the art of directional reading, telling the unknown story, and so the oldest spreads, and then actually some of the historical spreads that are really, you don't hear about them anymore. And she did a lot of research, and all the big people that she talked to, you know, Osvaldo Ragazzi, Giordano Berti, the big ones. So she didn't do it in a vacuum. She actually got a lot of interesting help with this. So I marked some pages that it's got full color images. The pages are nice and shiny. Not too overly shiny, but. So here, this one is talking about the difference, the Bologna, Florence, the Ferrara, Venice, and the Milan, and the correspondences like the Pope, the Empress, the Popess, Pope, love, temperance, love, chariot, love, the way they're organized. And I didn't realize there were so many different ways that they were kind of put in there. And here's some of the decks that they discuss. I think there's a better picture. Yeah, so here's the CBD tarot, the Vergnano tarot, the Madini tarot, and the Zoni tarot are all in here, as well as the Uturia. So here they just mix them up, which I think is really neat. So they're talking about the trumps here, and then they go through the trumps. So the French, English, Italian, the direction is all here. It tells you which, and each deck it tells you where it's coming from. So this is the facsimile Italian Renaissance woodcut Tarocchi. This one's CBD. Medini. And then there's keywords as a person. Examples. A little bit of a story. And the role. So I really haven't found a good all-encompassing, you know, a lot of the Marseille books are about one deck. This one's about the history of the Marseille and the ancient tarot decks. Here's the moon. So, for example, the moon, this one is the Vergnano tarot. That which is above the moon, they call the region of the pious, because they believe souls live there after leaving their bodies, but they call that sublunary region where all living things are fallen, the infernal realm. And that's from Martianus Capella de Nuptis Philogi et Mercuri. La lune, always in direction it says left. Keywords: dreams and visions, emotions, illusions, ebbing, nightmare, suspicions, suppositions, vagueness. As a person, so if you're trying to identify someone when you're doing a reading, psychological therapist, a scout, spiritualist, psychic, navigator. Examples: the sun and the moon, pleasure and sorrow are mixed together. Queen of Batons, moon, knight of batons. Your friend is being a drama queen, and her nightmare scenario will look less scary when you give her some confident help. So they actually give you some specific scenarios here, but also further in the book. And here, qualities of the suits, and swords, batons, cups, deniers. The aces, and then it breaks it down, the twos, the threes. It kind of gives you keywords like the Four of Swords, stability, war, no end to the conflict. There's some of the Minciati Fiorentine. And here is where it breaks it down even further. So you have your ones and your twos. So the ones, of course, are the aces. One is governed by the three trumps that have one as their base number: the juggler, fortitude, and world. And so how it relates: Ace of Swords, Ace of Batons, Ace of Cups. And here they even give you combinations too. So 2 of batons, 2 of denier, a pair of earrings or cufflinks. That's really specific. Here's some more showing cards, as well as this is Dumile Pips playing Marseille. I have never seen that before. Right here. So here's conversational courts. And of course the court cards, as well as the pips, court cards can sometimes be a little confusing. And here they call it the pages, the knights, the queens, the kings. And they even talk about the different languages that they are named. Some more. I love the full color illustrations. I think that really makes this book special. Cardinal virtues in tarot. The courts and cardinal virtues. Deficiency, virtue, and excess in the court cards. I love these charts. Really, really cool. Skills, colors. Fernando. And then art of directional reading. And they give you examples of what you should say. And then, of course, here's the different. I actually have whole spreads here. Examples. The oldest spreads. And then there's a bibliography. There's endnotes, a bibliography, suggested reading, tarot used in this book, and an index. And the index is actually really pretty decent for you to refer back to. So historically, this book it's really good. Especially if you're interested in the Marseille and learning about the Marseille and just tarot history, and then reading, it really does concentrate in going into the reading and trying to pull meaning out of the Marseille, which is one of the more difficult decks out there in general. Some people really gravitate towards it, some people don't use it at all. But this book is excellent, and it's really, I mean, the size of it and just the content, it's really easy to find what you need in here. And again, the index is actually quite good. Anyway, that's my little review of Untold Tarot, Lost Art of Reading Ancient Tarot by Caitlin Matthews, published by Red Feather and MBS, Schiffer Publishing. And I thank them again for this review copy. It really is a nice book, and I'm really thankful to have it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Other Schiffer books. If you go to schifferbooks.com, this is the Schiffer Publishing website, and you can go to books by subject. There's paranormal, UFO, folklore, as well as my favorite, tarot and oracle, and see what they have. There really is a little bit of everything here, so, and there's lots to look at, so please check that out. Thank you.